Hi guys. Well, welcome to today's training. Today we're going to talk about a question I got from a client. The question is, let's see what's going on. There we go. So once I feel my feelings and don't try to find a solution or cure them, I feel better. Why? This is one of the biggies when it comes to emotional management, emotional healing. We get out of resistance to our emotions. They can flow. See, a lot of times we're doing one of two things when it comes to feelings. We are resisting them, denying them, or trying to get rid of them, or we're attaching to them, trying to absorb or consume them or keep them. And this sets us up for being stuck in the feeling. But when we're open, when we're available, we're willing to receive that emotion, let it go through us, we become peaceful. Because emotions aren't meant to be kept. They're meant to be experienced and allowed. So basically, if we round this down to a process, like a 3-step process, notice I like 3 steps a lot. It comes down to this. We understand what we're feeling, what we're experiencing. We accept what we're feeling and what we're experiencing. And we allow what we're feeling and what we're experiencing to be. I call that flow. Technically, it's called flow method. What that does is those 3 steps equal release or relief or openness, and you feel better. That's what's happening when you're not fighting your emotions, when you're not trying to control them or fix them or change them, but rather you understand, accept, and allow, and they move through. It's built into us. This is a natural process within us. It's not something that's really all that abnormal. What is abnormal is how we have been conditioned by our trauma and our fear and our pain to try to control how we feel. Because in codependency, we have this one big priority, and that is to be liked by the other person so that they'll keep us, right? Well, if I'm having feelings that I fear they won't like, or they've expressed they don't like, then I'm going to try to fix those feelings so I feel a specific way, so it pleases them, so that they'll give me that acceptance, safety, and love that I want from them, right? So this is why we're set up or programmed, trained to resist our feelings and discard them, avoid them, or try to fix them. But in healthy dynamics, emotions are fully allowed. They're understood, they're respected, they're wanted, they're valued. And the way we start to value our emotions is we understand, we accept, and we allow them to be just as they are. Just like in yesterday's video, we were talking about how needs are met through attention, reception, and connection. Well, emotions reach closure through understanding, accepting, and allowing. Because that's really it. That's all we have to do. We don't have to be stuck in a feeling. Now, this is a little different than something, for instance, like trauma. If you're dealing with a traumatic experience, your nervous system is locked, and it's called in a locked state. Okay, it's frozen. Okay, and that has to be decompressed, thawed, and expanded, and then brought to closure in a different way. So don't confuse your feelings with trauma and think that just understanding, accepting, and allowing your trauma is going to resolve it. The nervous system requires a different approach so it can achieve the closure it needs with something that intense. So, because sometimes that's a question that comes up with this. It's like, well, can I use the flow method to resolve my trauma? Not effectively. You need the closure technique or somatic processing technique, something that tunes into the body's sensations and awareness and allows it to work from there. So that's this week's training. Now, I'm going to be announcing a new mentorship here in a few weeks about getting closure on trauma. So keep your eyes out for that. Some of you guys have been asking about how you get into like addiction to connection or heal, or these self-guided courses I've created for you. All you need to do is go to membership.freetheself.com and enroll. You'll be put right into the system. I've made it extremely affordable and accessible to you. So definitely go there, take the leap, jump in. And lastly, I want to thank you guys for your trust. I know for many of you, you're new here, and it's a good thing that you're skeptical. It's a good thing that you have questions, that you're kind of like, who is this guy? What's he about? Doesn't even know what he's talking about. And that you're willing to let me have an impact on your life. So I'm going to give you a little background if you're new to me. Obviously, I'm Marshall Berkshire, and I help survivors retake their life back from narcissists and rediscover their happiness, their confidence, and their brilliance. And I've gone through this process myself. I struggled in codependent relationships for over 30 years. My father is a paranoid schizophrenic who's highly avoidant and narcissistic. He's a covert narc. My mother was highly depressed and highly codependent. And my stepmother was a narcissistic, abusive woman. And so I grew up in that dynamic of neglect and abuse. And I was stuck in the coping loop of therapy and of self-help. I have like 167 self-help books, something like that. And I got tired of it, and so I figured out how to break out of it. And that was by moving outside of codependency and moving beyond it to a new identity, a new point of view that said, hey, who am I without this? Like today's who would you be question. Who would you be if your needs are good, worthy, and valuable? Those are the kind of things that my stomach's growling, started to change my life. And then I started teaching people in this. I trained as a shamanic healer for 2 years and as a relationship coach for another 2 years. And so I've got both professional training in it, but a whole lot of experience about how to climb this mountain. So let me earn your trust. You don't have to give it to me. I would like to earn your trust. I can earn that trust through you by you checking out the videos, trying out some of my processes and tools, participating, getting answers to your questions, and hopefully that helps you change your life. So I will see you guys tomorrow in tomorrow's training. Remember, with your feelings that you can understand, accept, and allow them, they'll move through. Resistance or attachment, we're trying to get rid of them, fix or control them, or trying to absorb and keep them, causes them to stay stuck. We let that go. We allow ourselves to go through the experience. We'll find relief. We'll find freedom from it, right? So remember that, and remember that you are worth knowing, loving, and keeping. We'll talk with you guys tomorrow. Have a great night, guys. Bye-bye.